Let me do something today. Yeah, you ready? Okay. Is everyone, how you guys doing? Can you guys stand up real quick, please? And just a round of applause for Raul. All the amazing speakers. Everyone that's still on the stage today, I appreciate you guys all. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Nabavi. I have multiple companies. My main company is Till You Collapse Fitness Apparel. And here's a little bit about me. I am a dumbass. Reality, I am. My kids add and spell better than I. I'm also a dumbass that drives a Rolls Royce, a Lamborghini, and a Ferrari. I'm a dumbass that's turned $300 and a dream and a vision into multiple millions of dollars. Okay? We all have our own strengths and weaknesses. I'm not better than anyone else in this room, and we all have the opportunity in life to go get what we want. Everyone here is for a reason. We're all different, but we're all the same. Why are we here? We want to level up. We're after a goal. We're after a dream. Trying to improve ourselves, better ourselves. We're all brothers and sisters for that, right? So the way I start my day, and here's the thing, like I said, I'm a dumbass. Yeah, I work my ass off. There's a lot of shit I suck at, but there's a few things I'm really, really good at, and I'm going to share those things with you guys. So really pay attention, because it's what I've used, given my handicaps, barely graduating high school, to kind of get where I'm at now, basically. So every day, 7 days a week, not 5 days a week, not maybe Sunday, 7 days a week, I have a daily routine, okay? I wake up at 5 a.m. with extreme gratitude. Everyone do a favor for me. Take a huge, huge, huge deep breath. Big one. We all woke up today. We're all alive. We have one more shot at this day, the gift of life, right? Every day that I wake up, everything else that happens doesn't matter. I woke up that day. I wake up every day, and what I say I wake up with is two things we control every day: our hustle and our heart. Hustle, the work we put in every day. It's kind of how I came up with the name of my brand, Till You Collapse. That Till You Collapse work ethic. You give 100% of your effort into everything you do. Like really 100%. People talk about, oh, I give effort, I'm grinding, I'm working hard. You're not doing shit. You're giving like half-assed effort in everything you do. 100% effort in your work ethic, your family. I have 4 kids and a wife of 17 years. Your friendships, love. It's not just work. Give all of yourself in everything you do every single day. Are any of you guys doing that? Truly, are you doing it? I do for the most part. I'll be real with you. I don't all the time, but I do 80, 90% of the time. That's why I've gotten to where I'm at, basically. And then the heart, your attitude, your personality. If you wake up with that gratitude, you're here another day, your attitude and personality, how you attack the day, should be a good one. You wake up, oh, angry, mad at the world, oh, another day. But you wake up, I just woke up, I have another shot, let me get this infectious attitude out there, say hi to people, smile at people, be happy you're around. That shit is infectious, right? So, cornerstone of how I've done what I've done. 1, I take massive action. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I still don't, right? I still don't know what I'm doing on a weekly basis, even at the level I'm at. And I'm real about it. I'm very candid. I'm very vulnerable. I'm very real. I'm never trying to be something I'm not. Everything that I talk about or ever teach about is real stuff that I've experiences, wins and losses, so I can speak on it. Too many people try to speak on stuff they haven't experienced. They don't know what they're talking about because they haven't lived it, right? So I take massive action. Too many people are scared of what people will think, scared about losing. I'm not here to tell you, you're going to lose more than you win. I've lost more than I've won. It's part of the game. You learn from those losses, you experience them, you change it up, and you move forward. That's the name of the game. Stop thinking about it and just do it. I know there's people in this room, there's all these people that have been thinking about something they want to do for years. Do it. I'm consistent as fuck. I'm sorry, I cuss. I'm toning it down for Raul, but this is my G-rated shit. I'm very, very, very consistent, almost to a sickening way. Consistency wins. Day in and day out, win the day for years. This is a long game. This shit's not easy, it's not quick, right? And I'll tell my story after these little points as well. Take massive action. Consistent. Hold on a second. I'm getting old. And my work ethic. I work my ass off. And I just don't talk about working my ass off. I actually do it. Like my man earlier was talking about these people that are so busy. They're so busy. They're working so hard, right? But they spend, when you really, okay, what did you actually do today? Oh, you work 9 to 5? Okay, that's 8 hours out of 24 hours. What else did you do? Oh, not much. Well, you have, I can't do the quick math. I told you guys I'm done. 8 out of 24. You have all that other time left in the day, right? I work hard, and I pride myself on working hard because that has what's got me to where I'm at. And halfway through my journey, as I started to invest in myself and go to these seminars and meet my mentors and coaches and invest in myself, that's when I was spinning my wheels. Because working hard is great, but you have to work smart as well. And that's why it's good you guys are all here. You guys are all part of this kind of thing because, I was kind of like a crazy machine. Work, and I was spinning my wheels for half the time I've owned my main company for 4 years. And then really when I started investing in myself and realizing why I was doing things, getting more tactical and learning the game is when I really started to make the huge progress, right? So those are a few of the things that I've really been the cornerstone of gotten me where I've gotten, which really, all of you have that inside of you here. You guys control it. My man was talking about his mind. My mindset is one of my strongest things. And I'll give you some examples for that. Belief in yourself. Envisioning. Visualization is huge. I use it. And if you believe it and your mind believes it, it will happen. But also, another point that people don't tell you, the work has to back that up. You can't just believe it. You can't think about it. You can't envision it, and then you don't fucking work. Those have to go hand in hand, right? Those both go hand in hand together. So as far as my story, I won't go too, I'll give you the short Cliff Notes version, basically. So I'm the son of immigrants. My dad came over here from Iran, basically, in the 70s. I'm half Persian. My mom's like Italian and Irish. And I can't imagine. My dad was, my upbringing wasn't rough, middle class. My dad was really a staple of consistency and hard work. But really, as far as vision and, that big vision and goals, very small-minded. Like just get a house, go to college, work for someone, be an employee. Old school, which is great, old school mindset, right? And so moved to this area when I was 2. I've lived here the whole time. And so really, the reason why I told you guys what I'm good at is because I want to show you examples in my story. You guys will see them, what's gotten me to where I am now. And back then, I didn't know I was doing it, but I was doing it. So I was an overweight kid. And that's why fitness is my passion, because I was an overweight kid. I was made fun of for being a fat kid. My relationship with food, I used to eat horribly. My parents had no concept of nutrition. I used to get two Whoppers. They were 99 cents, so we bought you 2 Whoppers at 12 years old. Take down 2,000 calories and don't do anything. So that's the reality of it. So I was like, screw this. I want girls. I want to be in shape. I want to be a professional bodybuilder. That's what I want to do. So I got an 800-page book, Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. I read it at 13 years old, 800 pages. I took action. I taught myself how to train myself. I'm 39 years old, so back then there was no Instagram, there was no social media, there was nothing. Books, that's it, right? So I took that action, I put in the work, and I transformed myself throughout high school, and I got in shape, right? Fitness is a big cornerstone of my life. Got in shape. I got into personal training because it had such a huge impact on me, and I was a top personal trainer at gyms around the area. Breaking sales records. I'm Persian, so sales is infused in my blood. We barter for everything. So it's my dad. I'm a hustler. I can always go back to sales. I can sell anything to anyone, honestly. So I'm talking like $30,000, $40,000 a month, 18-year-old kids selling their personal training. Also, my passion, helping people change their lives, losing 100 pounds, losing 150 pounds, feeling what I felt, going from not confident and not happy with ourselves to a whole new person, right? So I did that for years, excelled at that. Met my wife, 25 years old, had my first baby. My oldest son is 14 now in high school. And that changed my life. But during that process, everybody remembers real estate. The real estate boom. A lot of people lost everything during the real estate boom. me included. And that's what's on my shoulder, the fear every day, and I'll get into that. So a lot of my buddies transitioned, sales, everyone got into mortgages, right? In that time of year. I'm sure you guys can all relate to that. You know someone that did that, right? And I saw buddies of mine that were nowhere near half the salesperson I was, didn't work anywhere near as hard as I do, making crazy money. And I'm like, this guy's making that much money, I'll make double the money. And I made a huge mistake right here. And I don't want you guys ever to make this mistake, and please listen to me, because it cost me everything. I left my passion to chase money. All I saw was money. Fitness is my passion, it still is. That's why my main company is the fitness apparel brand. And I went and chased that money. And I made crazy money. I made 6 figures my first month, coming from someone that didn't even see 6 figures in a year ever. Going to 6 figures in a month. I was 25 years old, had a wife, had a first baby. I started spending money like crazy. You gotta lose, I'm a baller, I'm gonna buy everything I want, it's gonna come forever. But I hated doing it. I didn't like it. Mortgages, that kind of shit, numbers aren't my thing, trust me. And, the mortgage industry crash, right? Like literally 6 months, I got into it way too late. I made like a couple $100,000 in a couple months, and I spent it all like cars, we're living the good life, baby. And then, boom, I went from making a couple $100,000 in a couple months to nothing, no savings. And I'll never forget this moment. And I'll share it with you guys. It's a very vulnerable moment. Probably one of the worst feelings and moments I've ever had in my life, being real with you guys. I was hiding in my house. The repo guys were coming to my house to take my cars. We turned off all the lights so they didn't know anyone was home. They're flashing the flashlights in the house, through the windows. I'm hiding in a room with my wife, with our baby, and she's pregnant with our second baby. And they're coming to take our transportation. We have no money. Basically lost everything. I'll never forget that feeling as a man, because I've always been sole income. I've always provided for my family. And that feeling as a man of failure, that moment right then, I think about that shit every day. That fear is on my shoulder, and that's why I work so hard every day, and I won't fucking stop. That moment right there. And I'm sure we all can relate. We have a moment like that, but that moment right there of failure, where I lost everything. We had to move out, got a hand-me-down. Pops took care of me. He took care of me, and drove his old school gold Lexus, Persian for sure. And so I was like, I'm gonna go back to my passion. Forget this. Fitness is my calling, but I have 2 kids now. Personal training wasn't enough income to realistically, live the life I wanted to live. And here's the thing. Before my kids and my wife and my family, my passion was cars. That's why I have the cars I do. They're a motivator of mine. Let's be real. You guys can be motivated by material things. Do not be ashamed of that. Do not be ashamed of anything you earn. I'm proud of everything I earned because I earned it myself from nothing. And if anyone has a problem with that, that's their own problem. That's not your concern. Too many of you guys, too many people I coach, they're so scared of what everyone's thinking. They don't want to share their win. Share your wins. I promise you, the people you inspire and motivate are a much larger pool than the small amount of haters that are going to continue to be haters and continue to drive a piece of shit car their whole life. That's the reality of it. So I went back to fitness. I'm like, I got to get into sales because training, as much as I train my passion, there's not enough money. I'm building a family. And I also am like the kid that had the car posters on his wall. How am I going to drive cars that cost this much? I got to make some money. So got into sales, of course, work ethic, hustle. I went from an introduction membership sales, sales memberships at the very bottom. Within a year, I was sales general manager of one of the largest gyms in the company, 100,000 square feet, managing teams, personal training, and membership sales, doing sales training, and daily training, and also personal production selling as well. Loving what I was doing because it was fitness. It's still my passion. But here's the thing. I was making about $150 a year, working 7 to 7, 9 to 9. Anyone knows high-level sales. Sometimes it's 7 days a week. Sometimes it's 9 to 9. Making $150,000 a year. I wasn't seeing my kids. I would leave when they were asleep. I'd get home when they were asleep. I'd miss their sporting events. And I was also broke. even making that money in California with as big a family as I wasn't going to drive a Lambo or Ferrari doing this, right? So I was like, shit, dude, what's going on? I'm not that educated, right? So that's obviously, I made that clear, it's not my strong suit. So, what am I going to do? And I remember it vividly, this moment. One of my employees, who's a Persian kid as well, obviously he's Persian, so he could sell. He's a salesman, but he was very lazy. So he just relied on, talent. When talent works hard, right? When talent works hard, when that combined, he would rely on his talent and not his work ethic. I remember he told me, he was like, I started a clothing brand. I'm like, and I remember that moment, I'm like, your lazy ass started a clothing line? And I remember it kind of clicked with me because I was always trying to figure out on the side, what can I start? I have these big aspirations and goals and I want these nice things and I want to have the freedom is the main thing. And so I was like, screw it, I'm going to start a clothing line. And I remember at that moment, talking about taking action, I went home that night and I literally stayed up all night. I'm not a fashion designer. I don't know shit about clothes, okay? But I remember I racked my brain, what I want the name of this company to be, what I want it to be about. And then I came up with Till You Collapse. It's an odd name for a fitness apparel brand, but it actually means something, like the work ethic, the mentality, what you put in every day. It's not just for fitness, it's for life, it's for all of your goals, right? That's what the brand is about at its core. And I taught myself Photoshop that night, all night. Taught myself Photoshop, made up my first designs. They look like a freaking 11-year-old made them. They look like shit. My designs for probably the first 4 years, because I was top to bottom, everything. Photography, website designer, marketing and sales, packing and shipping, customer service, hustling out of my trunk and out of my garage for the first 4 years. And here's the thing, I built it up for the first year. So 1 year, I was doing my full-time gig, and then literally come home, have dinner with my family, and then from 8 p.m. till 2 a.m., I worked on this side hustle, right? And it was literally 20-hour days, 19-hour days. And when I say that, I actually mean it. It's actually real, not like these other guys that are working so hard and half the day is doing nothing and watching Netflix. I did that for a year. It's not feasible to work that much consistently because you will burn out, but you can do it for a short amount of time. And that's what it really takes, especially when you're building something from the bottom and you're building something from the ground up. I did that. So within the 1 year, it was grossing. Anyone knows business? Grossing, not netting. Grossing 6 figures. Right? Okay. Got 150 here from the gym. This company, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm making weird looking t-shirts that are ugly. And people bought them because they supported me. The mission of the company, the meaning of the company was genuine to me and my passion. There was no fakeness about it. It was real. And people felt that realness. That's why they supported my company. Even though you really want to be wearing that on your chest, who knows what it is what it is. They supported me. So I made that huge decision to take that leap of faith that we all reach. I got this, I'm paying for my bills, sole income. Everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone thought I was crazy. Like, who does this guy think he is? He's going to quit. And meantime, the gym was offering me a promotion. They wanted me to be a district sales manager and oversee 6 to 7 clubs and make $200,000 a year plus. So me as a man, I think at that point I had 2 kids, maybe 3, I don't know, I have 4, I lose count sometimes. And at that point as a man, I'm not going to let myself lose everything again. I got more kids now. I got to make this choice. I got $200,000 plus a year here dangling in my face, or this thing that's grossing $100,000 a year, but I truly love it. It's passion. Fitness is still fitness apparel, so it's still in my passion. Like, I thought, what could I do in my passion that's still in fitness, right? That was it. I don't have an interest in apparel. I have an interest in fitness, and that was my segue, basically. But something that I could scale to 8 to 9 figures if I even wanted to, and live the life I want to live with the freedom and drive the kind of things I want to do. So I made that decision. And here's the reality of it. This shit is hard. Yeah, I say I'm a dumbass, it's funny, blah, 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 I'm up here. I've been doing this shit for 8 years, and for probably 4 to 5 years, I didn't make a penny. And I've been on a sole income that whole time. Everybody sees what I drive now, they see what I'm doing now. That's probably been the last 3 years out of 8, right? They don't see the struggle and the tears and the blood and the sweat and the fear. Because for that first 4 years, the reality was I was grossing the company. I left the gym, so I lost that income. And then the second year, I maybe grossed 130. The third year, I maybe grossed 160. Gross. That's nothing. Family of 4 or 5 in California. The fourth year, we grossed $80,000. And the reality of entrepreneurship and being successful in life, and like I said, nobody talks about it, nobody sees it. They just see the flashy shit, which I do like. This is what it is during that 4 years, I would work for 15 hours a day. And this is I need you guys to really listen to this and think about yourself and your goals and whatever your business is, and really what the fuck are you doing every day, and are you giving it 100 to everything you do? I would work 15 hours a day, and I would have to hustle on the side just to pay my bills, just to keep my light on, just to feed my family. That was for 4 years straight. It took that kind of work. And that's not an exaggeration. That is reality. Nobody wants to do that. That's why this shit is hard. That's why nobody, like I said, I tell people they can do it, but I say it's not for most. Most don't. Most can't, because they can't stomach that shit for 4 years. Some people are 2 years. Some people are 10 years. All the businesses are different. It's all different. And especially nowadays with technology, back then, I barely had social media. There was no podcast, none of this shit. Like, I was teaching myself along the way. Google was my best friend. And got to that worst year ever. And this is, we're running out of our garage, selling shit out of my trunk like a weirdo, all over the place. Leggings, people still talk about it. They remember me selling leggings out of my trunk. Here's this guy. And, right? It's the reality of it. I love that though. I love, like I saw someone that just come to my warehouse the other day and they're like, I remember buying leggings from you out of the trunk. I love that because they've seen the progression, right? So that last year, everyone's like, oh, holy shit, 80 grand gross. That's like 40 net if you're lucky. Family of 6, sole provider. That's kind of some scary shit, right? Shit's hitting the fan. I didn't have any savings because we're barely paying our bills. No savings. Like, my back's against the wall. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the 200 grand a year job that's waiting for you? Because that gym was calling me all the time. 200 grand's right here. You're going to take the 200 grand, or you're going to stick with what you're doing. You're going to stick with what you're building. You're going to stick with the dream, and you're not going to quit on it, right? I said, fuck this. I'm moving this operation out of our house. I'm totally revamping the whole company. I'm revamping the website. I'm revamping the kind of products we sold. I totally changed the look of our brand. All on my own. Dumbass that barely graduated high school. I don't have a fashion degree. I don't have any of that. I just have the will to win, and I'm going to figure out how to win any way I can. So I moved it. Within 6 months of moving it to that small warehouse in Roseville, right in Old Roseville, 900 square feet, we went from 80 grand gross to 1.1 million in 6 months. Like that. That was that first move there. And I continue to grow it, build it. Now we're in a 5,000 square foot warehouse right here on Pacific and Taylor. And I'll be real with you guys. This last year and a half, we grew every year since then, the last 3 years, over 100% every year after year. So great growth. Doing what I love. I still work 6 days a week. I still work 12, 15 hours at a time. But if I want to take half a day off and do whatever I want with my kids, I have the freedom. I do what the fuck I want to do. I wear what I want to wear. Like when I came in here, the guy's like, oh, there's a room to change over there. I'm like, I'm not wearing a sport coat. This is what I'm wearing. Like, you know what I mean? This is his guy right here. This is who I am. Like, and the other thing I can tell you guys is be very, very real to who you are. Don't do anything to please anybody else. You're about yourself and your family. Really the people that matter. But everyone else thinks, who gives a shit what they think, right? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So anyways, I'm continuing to grow and build a brand. I'm right here, I'm living it. And like I said, I'm always real and transparent and raw. This last year and a half has been rough. It's been rough as hell through COVID. People don't give a shit what they wear. They don't want to look good when they're working out in their house. They're wearing pajamas to work out. There's more competition than ever. Nobody knows what's going to happen in this day and age right now. It's a weird world that we live in right now, but here's the thing. You guys know I'm not going to quit. I actually like that I'm losing right now because it's been a while since I lost. I lost a lot back in the day. Then I was winning for a while, and now I'm losing again. It's kind of ignited another fire under my ass to overcome and figure it out. And like I said, that's life. You're gonna get knocked down, you get up, you knock down, get back up. So that's the reality of where I'm at. I have a few other companies. I do mentorship and coaching for entrepreneurs, athletes, mindset, fitness, business. And I'm actually part of hormone replacement therapy that I'm part of that company as well. So yeah, guys, like I said, that's pretty much my story. And yeah, I appreciate you guys listening to it. And every day I wake up, I'm grateful and I'm doing what I love. And it's not doing for like work for me. So hopefully you guys got something from that.
Come on.